Hi, I'm Julie Van Elswyk, and today we're going to talk through how to have a happy marriage, and I would add life. Okay, so I talk through these concepts with my clients, and I'd like you to just stick with me here while I talk through the two paths that we have to choose from in life. There is the me path that is over here. And this path includes all sorts of fun things. It includes all your adventures, things that you do if it was just you. For me, that might mean living on an island. Couldn't decide what to write there. Living on an island, it might include scuba diving or even being a dive guide for multiple days a week. It might include working with clients on the weekends and nights, and all sorts of fun stuff. I might stay up late, watch whatever movies I want. This is the me path, okay? And the me path is super fun, and we're on it for quite a long time in life, typically, unless you get married young. And at some point, we decide that we want something different. We want something over here. And this path, I'm going to call the we path. This path is where two people are taking their dreams and working it together. Is living on an island, on the we path? No, probably not, at least for me. Over here, it might be having, a house, raising kids together. And these are not sacrifices. This is what I've decided I want on my we path because I'm starting a life with someone. I don't want to live forever on an island. I don't want to forever be a scuba or dive guide, or I would have kept that life, right? I would have done that instead. When I decided I wanted to be on the we path and we decided to build this life together, that life includes different things, keeping a relationship healthy. And what we decide on our we path has to work for both parties. That's the main thing here. Works for both. If something is trying to fit into this path that really belongs over here, it doesn't work for both. So it's a me path item. For instance, if I wanted to, go to meditation retreats every weekend, it wouldn't work for my family. It wouldn't work for the we path, me and my husband. So it would be over here on the me path, which is not the path I've chosen. The things I need to do if I want to stay on the we path, and no judgment if it's not for you, need to work for both. Now, the question might be, well, what about the things I like to do? What if, my spouse says that the things I like don't work for them and then I lose myself, right? It's a good point. So let's talk about that. If you are on the we path, so I'm going to draw a giant we path here. And you're going to build your structure, your house on this path. Your foundational pillars holding up your house might be the top 3 things that matter to each of you. This is an exercise you can go through together. Like a pillar might be for me, the top 3 things that are the most important to me. So connection with my kids and husband. Then another pillar to me might be health. And another pillar to me might be financial comfort. Okay? And just pick 3 things that, are your most important. If you won't need to add a 4th, that's totally fine. Maybe for my husband, he says, yeah, I like this one. I also like that one. Maybe this one's not as important to me, but I really, really care about adventure. So these might be, and if he has another different one from mine, that's fine. He can add it in. But let's say these are our 4 pillars that are holding up our house. So on our We Path here, we've got our, connection. I'll do a C over here. We've got our health. And again, you can have more than four pillars. You could have as many, you could have 6, 8, the things you really care about. Financial comfort is over here. And let's say adventure. So I realize my inconsistency with how I've labeled this, but let's say this is holding up my house. Okay. So if, let's say, we take most our decisions through these pillars, should we buy a new house? Okay, well, does it respect the connection with each other? Yes, it would bring more community and connection with all our loved ones. And okay, does it support our health? Yeah, I think our emotional health would benefit from more space. Does it support our adventure? Yeah, it feels good. It feels like we'd have more freedom in our life to enjoy things, but maybe less money. So where would our financial comfort struggle, and how much? Would it be too much stress on this pillar? Or would it be something that we could budget out and we can make work with our financial comfort and still leave some room for adventure? Okay, we decide yes. So we move forward on getting the new house. Our house here is stable. Maybe the financial comfort is a little lower in the pillar, but it's still kind of the house is still holding up, right? And we don't want this to get too low or it falls down. It's completely disconnected from the roof here and it falls down. So we've got to pay attention to it. Every pillar needs to be respected. Sometimes some pillars are going to be higher prioritized. Someone in the family gets sick, health might be prioritized a little more, and financial comfort might struggle a little bit, or even connection might struggle a little bit. But they can't struggle so much that pillars are going to fall down. They're completely neglected, right? And usually when there's tension in a relationship, one of these pillars is being completely neglected. Or let's say, my husband has a pillar for adventure, and one of the things he wants to do that he brings up is a 1 month adventure vacation. And maybe it's for he and I, okay? Does this support connection with each other? Yes, but with the kids? No, we wouldn't be able to feel connected to our kids if we're leaving them for an entire month. Maybe if we left for a long weekend, we'd still feel connected. We come back, we reconnect, or even a week, or whatever works for your family, right? Would it support our health? It would. Financial comfort, you'd have to decide that on your own. It would support adventure. But if adventure pillar goes up so high that the entire roof is now tipped this way, it's wonky, right? It's maybe the connection just falls off. Maybe the financial falls off. But this one is just way too much, right? It's out of balance. You have to pay attention to your pillars. Usually when one pillar is way out of balance, it's because it belongs over here on the Me Path. It's a Me Path, the 1 month getaway for either an individual or the couple without the kids, might be on the Me Path. And again, these are just examples. Different things are going to work for your family. But it's not supporting on the We Path. That pillar moved from the We Path over here to the Me Path, and it's standing on its own, right? So talk through these things with your spouse. What are the things that you value most? If you want to be on the We Path, what belongs there and what doesn't? It needs to work for both of you, and in ways that you can respect each other's pillars. So maybe one partner does not have the adventure pillar. It still needs to be respected in a way that works for the we. I hope this helps. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other.